Woo! It's showtime! Woo!
So the last time I did an EZA tier list was around here, about November, which was 5 months ago. Wow, it's actually almost 5 months ago. Wow, what a coincidence. Yeah, so we're going to be updating this a lot. So this is the tier list now, and let's see if I can actually, downgrade this just a bit, or at least update, or you know what I mean. Let's see now. Maybe no. This one hasn't gotten too much love out of this, but I see that he's not really too prominent. But you may never know, he might bump back up again. But for now, I want to bump him down just for the reason, because I just don't see any other use for him. But his EZA is still good, it's just that it's not too great. But yeah. Let's update the tier list with the new units in here. Let's start with the AGL Kaioken Goku. He's 3 key, 60% to all stats. He greatly raises attack and stacks defense. And he does supreme damage. He gets 70% attack and defense at the start of turn, and he gets an additional 50% attack when performing a super with 3 or more AGL key spears. So this guy's like a type key user, which means that he gets his full passive based on type key spears. And he also does a crit when he gets 5 or more AGL key spears. This is kind of hard to get considering that it's only, even though it's only AGL, you do need 5 or more in order to actually get his full on passive, or else he's not gonna do much. But his links are actually pretty good. But except that if they just change Shattering Limits over to I don't know, Fierce Battle or something like that, maybe this could work. But since he's already originally a Shattering Limit unit, he's gonna be like this for a while. Or he's gonna be like this all the time. And he is on a really good amount of categories in here, like a lot of them are really good. Considering Turtle School, Final Trump Card, Kamehameha, Goku's Family, Full Power, and Pure Saiyans, he's already pretty good as is. And plus he has pretty decent, he has pretty good stats, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying they're terrible, I'm saying like they're not amazing, like over 18,000, 19,000 attack, but it is pretty good right there. So for the stacking mechanic wise, I will say this, he's going to A tier. Now the reason why I say A tier is because of his, his type key spears restriction. Because it's kind of hard to get 5 AGL key spears unless you have an orb changer, which it's probably like the only thing you'll need, unless you have someone like, I don't know. Actually, yeah, you could if you have was it AGL support Pan, who actually can help this guy do a lot more with her super AGL support for 3 key and 50%. This could actually work. And I believe she also changes key spears to AGL key spears? Let me check, just to be sure. I go into here and I find AGL Pan. Then she shouldn't be any problem. This is the Pan that I'm talking about. She does change orbs? Yeah, she changes orbs randomly to AGL, which is perfect for a unit like this guy that needs them badly. So if you have AGL Pan, then he would work pretty damn well, but in other circumstances or other situations, he isn't gonna work too well. So, but he's still pretty good. He stacks, so he's an A tier, straight up. Next up we have Janemba. Now let's be honest, I don't think we should go too detailed into him. You guys already know what his lyric skill is. 3 key, 130% to Extreme STR, and 3 key, 90% to Super STR. It's a really good lyric skill, not gonna lie. Really useful for Battlefield, nonetheless. He does massively lower defense. He does guard just like the Janemba. But let me see if there's a difference between his defense. So his defense in here is 11,000. Janemba's defense in Janemba's defense is a little higher? Is it? Oh, 11,495. Yeah, his defense is a little higher, noticeably a little higher than SCR Janemba's, as you can see. But they both work really well. It's just that I believe that he does a lot more than what he does, because what does he get? 40% attack for 4 turns after guard, compared to just his standalone 100% attack. Yes, he does get a higher chance to dodge, but that's only for that same turn. And what you're starting off with is a medium chance to dodge, and that medium chance to dodge isn't going to come off too often, unless you're very lucky. And if you're very lucky with having to dodge multiple attacks with Janemba, I'd say it's a pretty good one, but it's not. Technically, in my opinion, he's a little underrated, and he's undermined, and he's a little less better than in Janemba, personally. That's the reason why I want to put him right below Janemba's tier, just because even though he has a good leader skill, he increases his dodge chance. That dodge chance isn't going to increase if you don't get the first dodge off. And even though his guard is really useful, it's even though it's really useful, it's a bit meh in my opinion. I honestly feel like his guard is like less worthy of using than his, but I want to keep. I haven't used him in a while, so I might have to use him more. But I'm gonna stick with him having this guy in double S tier for now. So if you guys don't agree with me, I completely understand. Let's see. Who's the next unit? Yeah, don't mind this guy. He's an accident double. Vegeta and Goku. Let's go with them. Who do I have up first? Oh, Vegeta. Simple enough. Vegeta has the same leader skill as, where is he? As this Vegeta, except he's physical instead of SCR. He stacks attack. He greatly stacks attack and stacks defense with supreme damage. He gets 1 key at the start of each turn and 70% attack when there is a Goku's family category enemy, and then he gets 100% attack and defense when performing a super, and this is unconditional, so he's basically a second slot unit. He also gets 7 key and 70% defense when HP is 70% or less, with a chance of performing a crit, plus 7% per key spur obtained, up to a max of 30%. So that's not bad. The problem is, well, actually there is no problem. Goku's family is pretty damn common. But with this, it's gonna take a while if you consistently give him additionals. It's, in my opinion, if you consistently give him additionals, this is not going to pop off as often. But it could, depending on which long events that you're in, like the Infinite Dragon Ball History event, or I don't know, the legendary Goku event. Either of those events do count, or if you're in the God of Destruction event, I hope you survive with this, because I think this is going to pop off more often than normal. But he's a pretty good unit, a pretty good sub-lead for Vegeta's family. I would recommend him in the S tier, just because he's really strong against Goku family units. And I'm not gonna lie, Goku's family is more common than Vegeta's family, and that's the reason why we're going to talk about this Goku. Now, in his leader skill, he's the same thing as the AGL Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku, except that he's Tech Key 3, Tech Type Key 3, and 100% to all stats. He does the same thing as Vegeta, so we could just skip that part. But then he literally does the same thing, except he does it for Vegeta's family, and he gets 7% chance to crit per Tech Key Spare. So he's literally a polar opposite. But his links are different. I believe if you link them up, I believe Vegeta's is, oh yeah, they both have different link sets. Preferably, I would choose Vegeta over just Goku, just because of that. But both of their stats are pretty good, considering that Goku has a higher attack stat than Vegeta. But I feel like Vegeta's is much better balanced in terms of stats. But he is in a good amount of categories that I like. I think that's the reason why I want to stick him along with the same tier as Vegeta, because they do have some balances between each other. But in the end, if you were thinking of priority use, who's better, Vegeta is more better than Goku. in terms of who is better. Alright, I think that's all of those from last year. Let's go into this year's EZAs. Now we have too many. We have too many to go. This is the reason why I haven't been doing this in a while. Let's start off with, I don't know, UI Goku. This, by far, is the first category EZA in Dokkan history. A category Dokkan festival EZA in history. Now, does this mark as like a sort of template for other 150% leads? Yes, I believe it does. Now, what does he do exactly in his EZA? You'll be surprised at what he does. And when I'm being surprised, I mean this is really good. First of all, he's a Realm of Gods lead 160%, so basically any lead to have like 3 key and 160 and 150% will probably just bump up to 160. And also, units that had secondary leads as 3 key and 50% will get bumped up to 100. So units such as, I don't know, Omega Shenron and Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Jiren, actually, yeah, STR Jiren, will also get a buff similar to Goku's. That is all I can consider in terms of ECAs, but let's just keep going with this guy. He stacks attack and defense and does immense damage, so he is that good. And then he gets a straight up 150% attack and defensive buff, as straight up, like no tomorrow. That's really good. And then he just transforms when his HP is 50% or below. These are all of his links, and he links really well with pretty much every UI Goku or every Godku in existence. And he's on a ludicrous amount of categories. I cannot explain which ones are really good, but they're all really good. And his stats. You wouldn't believe that 20,000 attack didn't exist until now. Before I thought, oh, 19,000 attack would be nice, right? Yeah, no. What's even better is that when he transforms, and by the way, these are just rainbow stats, at 55%, he's like this. And that's still good. This is basically current Dokkan Festival standards compared to these. This is basically almost LR stats, so you're gonna be surprised what he does when he transforms. So when he transforms, his stuff is still the same, but he stacks attack and defense still. Don't worry, he's still a stacker. And plus, even if you stack before he transforms, he's still disgusting no matter what. He gets 3 key, which is great because he needed key, I believe, in his previous awakening. In his no, he does get key. Never mind. Because oh yes, right. He needed defense. yeah, he did not have defense. You know, dodging is still good, but defense is needed badly. When he transforms, he instantly gets a guaranteed chance to dodge after transforming, or awakening in their sense, but he gets an instant chance to dodge, like a guaranteed chance to dodge for 1 whole turn. So this unit is basically clutch. he's that good. And when then after that turn, he still has this in his system, except he has a great chance to dodge, and he disables enemy's guard, which is really, really good considering what he can do for his ECA. Plus, his links are still amazing. He's just overall good. And I've used him. I believe I've used him in the God of Destruction event, which means that no questions asked. He's a Z tier. Like 1000%. He deserves to be in Z tier 1000%. Alright, I'm back, and I'm not doing this again. This is my 3rd time doing this. Let's see. Where am I at? Oh yeah, Master Roshi. Master Roshi is good. No, not good. Amazing. He's an amazing free-to-play unit, I'm not gonna lie. Let me take this off. Yeah, I can take that off now. He is one of the newest free-to-play LRs in-game, and he's amazing. He does bring in a revival mechanic, or revival skill in his passive, so global players, if you're expecting this guy, you expect him even more, because he is that good. He could throw up like a 4 million attack stat? 4 million? I've never even seen a unit could do a free play unit that could do 4 million. Well, actually, we have seen someone that could do that past that, and it's Frieza, but Frieza is Frieza, but this guy, this free-to-play unit, is a lot more easier to obtain than this Frieza. I guess that's the reason why they made him so busted. But this guy's also busted as well. He stuns on his 12 key, which if you give him additionals, it's going to be very useful. Considering that he gets a 628% passive, no, not a 628 super attack buff on his freaking super attack, and it's gonna make him disgusting. And to be honest, he's a great Turtle Skull lead. There's just not that many people running him, but his Turtle Skull category is literally just consistent of every Goku in game, including Krillin, including Yamcha, but Goku's mainly. But in other cases, he's just very good in general. I like the fact that he actually gets defense, and he can dodge as well. But he's also a great Turtle Skull category lead, which is, oh my god, support. There we go. Turtle category support. That gives him 3 key and 40% attack and defense, which HP is 50% or less upon any attacking turn. Blah blah blah. He revives. His revival mechanic is a lot more easier to get than pretty much UI Goku or Royal Blue Vegeta, which means that he's a lot better. Well, in terms of revival mechanics, he's pretty much the best out of the 3. But in terms of power, UI Goku and Vegeta just outclass him by a bit. But he's still a really good unit. Plus he seals. That's it. And he has an active skill that gives him 7 key to all allies. Yes, he does a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, he does quite a factor. Even though his stats are pretty mediocre, good for a free-to-play unit, he does provide a lot. So, no, oh my god, okay, no, we're not gonna put you there. We're putting you up here. He's just very, very good. So he has dodge, he has defense, he stuns, he seals. Yeah. Plus he's on a very good amount of busted categories. He's on a lot. For a free-to-play unit, he's on a lot of them. So that's one thing to consider about this guy. But I think that's just it for Master Roshi. He's just really good in general. Next up we have the other 3 free-to-play units. We'll start with, I don't know. Who should I start with? I saw him first. So the free-to-play physical UI Goku that took 4 years to Dokkan Awaken. How the hell did it take them 4 years to Dokkan Awaken this guy? I have no idea. But he's very good. He's a decent sub-lead for Universal Survival Saga and physical types 3 key 50%. He does stack attack and defense, so he's really good if you don't have, I don't know, in UI Goku. But his passive is very good. Listen to this. Attack and defense plus 120% at the start of turn. Then he gives Universal Survival Saga category allies 3 key and 30% attack and defense. This, my friends, is a really good support for this category alone. If you don't have int UI Goku or STR UI Goku, this guy works just as good as the other 2, but not damage wise as per se. But you guys get the point. He's very good. Plus he has a high chance to dodge, so an unconditional high chance to dodge, so you'll be fine. Plus his links are there. If they replace this one with Fierce Battle, then he would be probably one of the top pinnacle free-to-play units in the game with the Fierce Battle link. But since he has Shattering Limit, I'm not gonna lie, it's still good. That's still good for him because there's a lot of units that have Shattering Limit, including himself. In categories such as, I don't know, Universal Survival Saga, Reps Universe 7, Kamehameha, Miraculous Awakening, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans. All those combined, he's still pretty good. That's the reason why I'm placing him in Z. Maybe. Yeah, Z tier. Why not? He's good. Let's go to Master Roshi and Tien. Where are they? Did I pass them? Oh, I did pass them. Okay. Now, what do? They are an Earthlings lead 3 key 77%, and they are Tech type 3 key 50%. They lower attack and defense and seal super attack while doing supreme damage. They get 70% attack and defense at the start of turn, and then they get an additional 20% attack and defense per attack received, up to a max of 70%, which is basically 140% in total, right? Oh no, 257%. Well, that's after they get hit 4 times. But that's still pretty huge. That's really huge, not gonna lie. And then their Wrestling Universe 7 support 3 key 40%. They're the best one so far. Not gonna lie, they're the best support for the category, and that's what the category needed, really. Their links are Experienced Fighters, Brainiacs, Tough as Nails, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Tournament of Power, and Shadow Limit. Pretty much these 3 links, including this link, is probably going to help them a lot more than these. Well, that's probably because you do need units such as, I don't know, like Krillin, Master Roshi, or Boo to actually have them work really well. But they're still really good support. These are the categories that they're on. Only like 2 or 3 or 4 actually are wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 4 of them are good. And these are their stats. Yeah, they're not the best, but they're free to play, and I like free to play, so perfect for me. Are they Z tier worthy? I don't believe so, because of this. Most enemies can be Okay, let's be honest. Most enemies can stop these kinds of debuffs, but some enemies can't. But these guys are really good support. So what do I do with them? I place them in S tier, because they're just that good. but anything above like A tier is still pretty good no matter what. Krillin and 18. Now these two are, this unit is actually kind of the worst out of the bunch, if you get what I mean. Let me pull them up. So high compatible spousal power Krillin and 18. They're a joint forces sub-lead. Let's be honest, that's actually a pretty decent lead, I guess. They do need another one. They greatly raise attack. They stack attack in their super. They change key spirits, which is actually great because we needed orb changers like them. And plus they launch additional. They can launch an additional when they get 5 or more int spears. I think before it was 6, right? Yeah, so that's actually a pretty good change. And then they get 30% attack and defense per each attack performed. So 6 attacks equals 180% buff, which is... okay, there's nothing specific, okay. So that's actually not bad. But they still work. The only thing I like about them is just the fact that they just do orb changes, which is perfect. But they're not the most strongest unit considering their stats. So what should I do with them? I honestly think I could just put them in S tier, like the bottom of the S tier. They're not the best unit, but they're certainly not the worst. I mean they're not the best, but they're not close to the worst. But they're still really good, so I like them as is. But yeah, let's move on. To my surprise, who thought this was a good idea? Who thought EZA-ing a summonable category LR was a good idea? You tell me. Who thought bringing this was a good idea? Now, they don't get any significant buffs. All they needed was defense, and that's what they actually got. Plus, their conditions of getting their additional 77% attack are a lot easier to get because of this. Oh wait, is it? Yeah, this is after, right? Yeah. So attack down, defense down, or stunned, or sealed. They're really good. And they get defense on their super, which by giving them additionals, it makes them a tank. But their leader skill is really what matters. If you see, I don't think there's going to be a template specifically for category leads such as this. But if there is, if there's a category lead that has 137% as their is in their lead, but have the secondary lead as 3 key 90%. I'm assuming they're only just going to be buffing this and not this, because this is the highest stat buff in the game, which is the reason why I think like this has to be a joke. Like they're not really just gonna casually upgrade a goddamn LR to the strongest card in the game, right? Oh, well, they kind of did. They did a great job, but they're still really, really good. I believe they could throw up like a 20 million, like a 10 to 20 million attack stat. Well, it depends really, but they're still really good. They were top 20, now they're like top 10, top 5 actually. But the only thing that will probably be different is their Extreme Z battles. The summonable LR Extreme Z battles will only be 10 stages, and you get 3 stones per stage up to a max of 30 stones, like usual, but they're going to be a lot harder to beat. So where do I place a unit such as this? They get defense on their super. Their conditions to get more attack and defensive buffs are a lot easier to get. They get key at the start of every turn. And they have really good links. And they have really high stats. So they go to Z tier. Because they're just another good unit. Like a really, really powerful unit, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, we have the last 3. They're the most current ECAs up to this point. Let's go down the line. Let's start with Goten. Goten and Trunks actually. Let's just pull them up because they're literally polar opposites of each other. Or they're literally the same character actually. Where is he? Seriously, where are they? Okay. Let me just pull up 18. Let me pull up this guy and AGL. Did I pass AGL? Oh yeah, I did. They're the same, right? No, it's just their leader skills a little different, but you guys get the point. So Trunks is 3 key 100% to physical, while Goten is 3 key 100% to AGL. They both stack attack and defense per 6 turns, well, including 18 actually, right? Yeah. Trunks, Goten, and 18, they all raise attack and defense per 6 turns on their super, except hers is a little different. She's strength and physical 3 key and 90%. What Trunks and Goten do is they get 100% attack and defense at the start of turn, then they get an additional 100% attack by performing a super attack, just like this guy. He gives all allies 18% attack and defense, plus raises his own chance of doing a crit and damage reduction by 18%. And then when there's an ally whose name includes Trunks Kid, is in the same rotation or in the same attacking turn, or when there is a Krillin or 18 on the team. So basically, in order to get this, you need to have Trunks on the same rotation, or you need to have a Krillin or 18 on the team. That's not hard, honestly. Similar to this guy. Similar to Trunks, except you just need Goten on rotation, or you need Krillin or 18 on the team. That's it. They both have this, literally have the same links as each other, except that I believe... Wait, hold on. Prepare for battle... Oh no, they have the same links. Okay, except the only difference between the categories is just Goku's family, Vegeta's family, a battle of wits, and that's it. That's all. Their stats are good. Like, pretty good. What about Goten's? Okay, so it's a little less in terms of HP, but he is still good. Yep. Out of both of those EZAs, they're the same. They're the same character. That's all I'm gonna say. They are both the same character that deserve the same tier. But they're still really good. Or actually, no. They go up here. Just because they're both... Theirs is easier to get, even if you put them with each other. And with the name update coming out in JP, which literally could be next week, this is going to be much more possible than normal. Alright, so let's see. Next up, 18. Oh, I did already talk about her leader skill and her super, so I could just go into her passive. She gives all allies 3 key and 30% psychic defense, plus raises her own crit and damage reduction by 18%. When there's Trunks, Trunks Kid, Goten Kid, or Krillin on the team, she is probably one of the most easiest support conditions that are in the game by far, in terms of having them in the movie heroes category, or Battle of Wits, or Majin Buu Saga. So that's the reason why she's really good. She may be in Z tier just because of how useful her support is. Okay, the only thing that's gonna bring her down is probably her links. So yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. There we go. She's like at the top end of double S tier, but she's like at the bottom end of Z tier. So that's just how it works. But I believe that's everything, right? Yeah, just ignore this. Maybe I could bump down a couple units later on in the next tier list. You guys tell me what you want out of it. I'll look in the comment section below and see what the hell you guys want. But comparing this tier list to this, it's a pretty sizable buff. That's a pretty sizable tier list right here. But you guys tell me what you guys want to see changed, what you guys want to see updated, or who should deserve what tier. And if you guys have any questions about the units in here, I'll let you guys know. But for now, this is the tier list for 2021. The very first one. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.